Hello, welcome to Between Ends. I'm Jimmy Whitehead, Events and Competitions Manager at Bowls Victoria, joined by Josh Thornton. Josh, new circumstances, different place today. Where are we?
We are at Club Sunbury. We are holding the Doug Kneebone Junior Tournament. It's a fantastic junior tournament. We've got 18 sides here to Jimmy from all over the state. I'm going to show me bias here. It's great to see Murray Melly into two sides for the first time in an event like this, but just fantastic seeing juniors all come together and play an event together.
Mate, I forgot what to do. It's been so long since we've run an event. I was sorting the cards out yesterday going, hang on, it's sort of a reset again, but now it's been great. The kids are fantastic. You can see how happy they are to be here. Seeing mates again from other parts of the state they might not have seen before. Obviously here at Club Sunbury, fantastic facilities. The greens are great. Outside, probably a bit cooler outside than it is under the roof today, but a hot day. Too hot for me anyway, mate.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to Club Sunbury. They are our junior sponsor. They sponsor our state teams and our state events and everything sort of juniors we have here at Club Sunbury. So a big shout out to them for their hosting of that and their sponsorship. And it's great to be back, in a junior environment because the kids haven't had much to do the last 2 years.
That's amazing, mate. Turning our attention to the Metro Premier League, looking at the ladder. Wow, it's 7 vying for 4 spots and 3 vying for 2 spots at the bottom.
Yeah.
Clayton taking the lead at the Christmas break. Talk us through the ladder, mate.
Yeah, look, Clayton's on top, as you said, Jimmy. They're on 77 points. MCC is second on 71. Very closely behind Melbourne, defending premiers at 70. Deer Park in fourth on 68. Yarraville Footscray on 67, Bundoora on 61 and Altona on 56. And there is a clear gap between the 7th and 8th sides. So, as you said, Jimmy, those 7 sides are fighting out the 4 spots for finals. Every match that involves those 7 sides at the moment are basically double point rounds, I reckon.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 cause. There's a couple of tips I've looked at this week. It could have gone either way. We also know that our tips do fire a few people up, especially towards the bottom end of the ladder. I had a few texts for an incorrect tip from before Christmas. I think we shared 3 apiece before Christmas. We both got the Deer Park Altona game wrong. You tipped Lillardale over Mentone, and I tipped Melbourne over Bundoora,
yes,
I think, which is
correct.
different to you.
Yes.
So, talking of Bundoora, they're on our stream game this Friday night, 6:30 p.m. start. We've got Corey Wedlock up against Nathan Wilson. Humdinger of a game. Corey Wedlock, currently #1 ranked player in Australia. Nathan Wilson, current skip for Victoria, and talking to the Chromies who played against him just before Christmas, was on fire. Tyson's description of Nathan's game was, if he wanted to add 4 inches, he added 4 inches. So should be a cracker, mate.
I love that live streaming match. For the last 2 years, for whatever bowls we've been able to play, Corey Wedlock is probably the form bowler in the country. He's won anything and everything.
Yep.
And Dogger Nathan Wilson, he's probably our most enigmatic showman, I reckon, in Victoria. So it's a perfect live stream match. Dogger will get up for the match, and I reckon Corey's the right opponent for him, So.
Yeah, I think there's some fantastic games in that. We've got Dean O'Neill against Nick Cahill. He's playing his first game for Altona. Huge, 2 emerging Jackaroo players. Should be fantastic to watch. Gary Kelly goes against Dave Ferguson, 2 2 people from New South Wales. Skipping against each other, that should be amazing. And then Luke Adio goes up against Dane McKinnon in the last ring, so could go anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I know who I'm going to tip when we get to the tips.
Right.
Look, I see this as a very, very close match. I mean, and probably Bundoora at the moment, they don't have Joshy Corliss, which probably hurts them a little bit. And who knows what will happen between now and then in terms of COVID, mate, because that could impact the games throughout the whole entire round.
Yeah, it's carnage, mate. Talking of tips, where are you going on that one? I'll go first on it. I've already seen your tips though, so I'm gonna go. I think Bundoora have lost a couple in a row. I know they're missing Josh Corliss. I'm going to lean with Altona. I think they can get this one done and even tighten it up even more in that 7.
Yeah, look, I'm going the same at the moment. I'm going Altona. You did see my tips, so I feel like you just done it for the sake of it, Jimmy. But look, I just think in a very close one, with the fact that Bundoora is maybe missing 1, if not maybe a couple more, I'm going to give the edge to Altona.
Who's up next, mate?
Next we've got Yarraville Footscray versus Clayton. Clayton on top, Yarraville Footscray 5th. It's at Yarraville Footscray's home greens. I am going to go with Clayton. I think their form leading into the Christmas break was fantastic. I haven't seen their side, so I'd like to think if they've got their full side, they just might get the edge over Yarraville Footscray.
I was shocked with the Yarraville Footscray win away at MCC before Christmas. I've had a couple of texts to tell me how that one sort of went down. I reckon they're a real dark horse, Yarraville Footscray. They're good on the home green. It'll run real well with the weather we've got. Clayton keeps telling me to keep tipping against them, so they keep winning, so I'm going to tip against them. I'm going to go Yarraville Footscray to win at home in this one.
Nice.
picked it, so it'll be interesting.
I got some feedback at Christmas time. A young fellow who plays for Yarraville Footscray up from where I'm originally from, and he told me I was useless at tipping and keep tipping against Yarraville Footscray, so I've done that as well.
So there you go. We've both managed to annoy people, and we'll see if they win.
Next game is Mentone versus MCC at Mentone.
Without knowing the Mentone's side, I think they're heavily reliant on their marquee players this season. I'm unsure who they've got in this week for this round. MCC are particularly strong, very set sort of 16 to 18 players in their squad. I think they'll go and win at Mentone. I don't think it'll be that easy for them. Synthetic, coming off a real quick, lush grass green that MCC have. But yeah, I'm going to go with MCC on this one.
Yeah, looks like we're tipping the same in that one as well. I just see MCC's been too strong. They've been too consistent for their season so far. They're sitting second at the moment, you know. So, look, Mentone do have their full arsenal of imports. I reckon they're half a sniff. There's no doubt about it. We saw what happened with the Michael Wilkes game. Got them over the line that night, you know. But I'm going to tip MCC.
Yeah, Croydon, Melbourne next at Croydon. I don't know how many of the boys from Melbourne would have seen the Croydon Greens. To be honest, I know a lot of us live out west, so going out far out east. Look, they rallied and beat Bundoora in the game before Christmas after a loss to Deer Park. I know they've been training hard this week. There's a lot of photos going around from various people on Tuesday from when they practice. I'm sure they'll back it up on Thursday as well, so I think they'll get a comfortable win over Croydon.
Look, we touched on the fact that there's three sides sort of scrounging on the bottom at the moment, unfortunately for those three sides. I mean, it's a must-win game for Croydon. They are at home, but I just still see Melbourne being too strong. There's too much depth there, and regardless of if they miss one or two, I still think they're going to be too good to beat Croydon, unfortunately.
And last one, Lilydale versus Deer Park. Deer Park missing a few. They've got Mark Casey's out, as is there's no Aaron Tees, who's going to be replaced by Alex Marshall, which will be fantastic, but he's not in for another couple of weeks. Tyson Cromie skipping his first game for Deer Park against Lilydale, who don't like it when you tip against them. We found out. Look, I think with Deer Park's out, Lilydale have a chance of beating them. I'm just not confident enough to tip Lilydale to win, so I'm going to play it safe, like a real safe bet, like I wish a few English cricketers would do, and go with Deer Park on this one.
Look, you're going to get some messages now. Whether I start getting messages or not is another thing, but I'm going to tip Deer Park as well. Look, they're going to miss Case, they're going to miss Teasy. They don't have Alex Marshall yet, but Tyson Cromie is one of the up-and-coming, potential superstars of our sport. They're giving him the responsibility going and skipping this week, and I think he's going to take it on full on and look out for a Deer Park win this week.
Yeah, awesome. All right, thanks for that, Josh. We'll get back to looking after the kids at the Doug Kneebone Tournament. And thanks to Club Sunbury for hosting us today and for allowing us to film the Between Ends Bowl show.
Cheers,
Take
guys.
care, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.